Hey guys, um, what's it called? I haven't made a new video in a while. I've been extremely busy with school and everything else, and one thing I wanted to update you guys, I got into medical school. What we did was, at our school we have a special articulation program where we get accepted early into the medical school that's nearby. It's called Western UComp. It's an osteopathic DO medical school. And so I did the application process. So because I did the application process, I had to postpone my MCAT. And so then I did the interviews, and then I got my acceptance letter in the condition saying that I scored in the 45th percentile on the new MCAT, which is what I'm studying for, and that test is on September 11th. So I am about 6 weeks and 4 days out right now. And I'm using ExamCrack to study for it. I don't really want to go too much in depth as far as my material that I'm covering right now because I could give you all this advice about the MCAT and then I go take the test and I don't do well on it. So it's, unless I score well on the exam, I don't want to give any advice just yet. I do have a real good method and strategy that I'm following, but like I said, I don't want to discuss that until I get my scores back because I don't want to misinform you guys. But I did my interview at Western UComp here in Pomona. And it was a one-on-one interview with the former dean of the School of Medicine, a physician, and another PhD candidate person there. It went smooth. Everything they asked me, I had a response to, and it kind of like shed light to like the fact that having all those extracurricular activities, doing all the shadowing. When they asked me questions, I had a response to like, oh, for example, they would be like, okay, give us an example in which you had to deal with adversity or some case like that. So you had to retrieve all the information from like, okay, maybe from shadowing or from maybe doing research or from whatever. So having all of those activities in the back of my mind helped me answer so many of those questions. And actually for the day, they do like the calculations for who had the best interviews for the day, and out of the day's interviews I scored the highest. So going into, I had a whole month wait before I got my acceptance. I was told basically I was already in. Then I got my acceptance letter. This would be for the fall of 2016. So I have a year's wait, so I'll just be taking like psychology, sociology courses as I wait a year. I'm also in the process of applying to MD schools as well. So that will be, after I take my MCAT, I'll submit my application. And I'll be applying by October. It's super late. I don't recommend anyone doing this, but now that I have a guaranteed spot, I would submit late and just roll the dice and see if I can get into anywhere else. The point is I got into a medical school. It's a DO. A lot of people, if you don't know what a DO versus MD, it's the same thing. You just use more hands-on approach. I've had friends that have gone to this Western UComp DO school, and they're one of the top neurosurgeons here in California. So you could go into neurosurgery, general surgery, whatever you want. So it's not any different, and and a lot of people don't know, if you do go to DO school, you could also do an MD residency. So say if I somehow go to DO school and I want to be a general surgeon, and I decide that I want to do my general surgery and MD, then I'll just do an MD general surgery residency after I finish school. So I am guaranteed a spot at Western UComp 2016 entering class. It was crazy when I got that acceptance letter. I don't know, it's like you played it so many times in your mind, even you guys right now, even if you guys are freshmen or in high school, like you've dreamt about like getting into medical school, like you've replayed it many times. So it's just kind of like when I finally happened, I was like, man, I've had this replay in my mind like 20 times a month almost the whole time. I mean, like I've just had it all the time in my mind, like getting that acceptance letter. And when I got it, I was in the library studying for the MCAT, and I just sat there and I just like stared at it for like a minute, like for like an hour almost. I was just kind of like in shock. Then I called my mom and everything else. So it was crazy. It's unreal. I still have to do the MCAT, scoring the 45th percentile, which I've been studying like crazy right now for. It's insane. But like I said, I don't want to go into MCAT until I get my scores back with you guys, and that'll be probably my next video. But I am in med school. I did what I had to do. If you guys need any help with extracurriculars or about shadowing, about applications, about interviews, because I just did my first interview, let me know. That's what I'm here to help with. I'll share my links below. But I will be a doctor, and I will graduate from a medical school in 2020 now, so it's actually pretty crazy from the start of this whole thing. It's been a heck of a journey, and I'm just getting started, so hopefully as I progress next year, I go to medical school. I'll keep my videos updated in medical school, and hopefully when I start my residency, you know, whether that would be in family medicine, internal medicine, surgery, neurosurgery, whatever I choose, I think, you know, I'm just thankful that my journey, you know, gets to go forward. And thank you for some of you guys that have been with me from the beginning. My first video that I made was when I first started the university and I transferred from a community college, and now I'm been accepted to medical school. It's crazy. I always knew this day would come, but you know, you always had those doubts, and I think everyone has those doubts, no matter how qualified you are. I did apply with a 3.85 overall GPA and a science GPA with 3.75, and I will apply to my MD schools with that as well. But like I said, everyone has those doubts, no matter how much shadowing you've done, extracurriculars, how much research you've done, your GPA and everything else. A lot of people, you know, you compare yourself to others, like, oh, am I doing what they're doing? They're doing research there, they're doing research, like, you start wanting to do that. But you know what, you just have to do what fits you. Don't try to compare yourself so much to other people. Do what you're passionate about, and that will lead you to medical school. And like I said, enjoy it. It's great. It's an awesome feeling. If you have any questions, I'll hopefully put some links underneath there to, like, maybe my Facebook or my Instagram. If you guys have any more questions. I am busy, extremely busy for the MCAT. I am studying 68 hours a day for this, so just keep, you know, if I have any questions, please. And I'm sorry if I haven't been responding a lot, just because I've been extremely busy with the MCAT. Just any time that I have time off, I'm either trying to rest a little bit before I start studying again or anything else. So it's either answering emails and things like that. It's been real difficult for me to keep up with until this MCAT's over. September 11th is the day I take the MCAT.